Hi, everybody. Thanks for tuning into the Giants Rundown. New month here in Arizona. It is Tuesday, March 1st. From Scottsdale Stadium, I'm Andrew Baggerly, and here's a look at what happened today in Giants camp. The Giants lost 3-2 to the Chicago Cubs, and it came down to that torturous last at bat again. Brandon Belt was a pinch hitter, and Manny Burris was on third base after an error. And Belt had a great at bat. Really took a couple of close pitches, had a good two-strike approach, and then shortened up and rifled a line drive to right field. But this one had shades of Game 7 of the 1962 World Series, at least in the outcome. It was right at the right fielder. He made a nice play on it, and the Giants ended up losing 3-2. But otherwise, it was a pretty encouraging day. Tim Lincecum had a great start. 3 innings, faced the minimum. Only base runner was reached on Miguel Tejada's throwing error, sort of skipped a throw from shortstop. But Lincecum said he threw a lot of fastballs. He wanted to work on really throwing both two-seamers and four-seamers away to right-handers, and for the most part hit his spots. Buster Posey liked the stuff that Timmy was throwing. So 3 pretty clean innings. That's pretty welcome for him after giving up those 4 hits to start out his previous start. Again, it's not about results, but you'd rather have them than not have them. Madison Bumgarner followed, and he did not get the results. He had 2 innings. In his second inning, he ran into some trouble. We were in there talking to Lincecum, so I actually didn't see it, but he said that a lot of his hits found holes. He ended up giving up 6 hits in his 2 innings and a couple of runs. But said he felt good. He thought he had better tempo, better body control, and thought he had better stuff. He did have 4 strikeouts in his 2 innings, so that attests to his statement. Bruce Bochy just said he got a few of his pitches up. But Bumgarner got his work in, hit his pitch limit, threw about 40 or whatever pitches, and that's what they're going to do. Now, they basically will piggyback the number 5 starter onto Lincecum for a while. At the beginning of spring, guys throw every 4th day, and then they'll stretch it out and have them go on every 5th day as they build their pitch count up into the 60s and 70s and beyond that. So this might be the last time that Bumgarner follows Lincecum in the same game, or they might do it one more time. Either way, both of them are healthy and looked fine. Let's see, the other big thing that happened in today's game was Pablo Sandoval. Not only did he get 2 doubles, one of them a 430-footer off the center field wall off former Giant Todd Wellmeyer, but his first one came with the runner in scoring position and 2 outs. And it's something that Sandoval was just miserable at last year. He hit about a $189, I think, is the exact number, with 2 outs and runners in scoring position, about 208 overall in those situations. So he was at his worst last year. But he let a pitch from Ryan Dempster get nice and deep on him, and by that I mean he wasn't out in front. He let the ball travel into his swing, and he stroked it opposite way, left center gap. It was really an impressive swing, and drove in the run. Sandoval is a guy where, depending on where he hits in the Giants' order, if he's on, he could drive in 100 runs. It could happen. He's already hit 330. He's already hit 25 homers, and no Giant, shockingly, has had a 100 RBI season since Barry Bonds in 2004, and before that, Jeff Kent in 2002. So, it's 5 spring training games, and you can't get too excited over what you're seeing here or make too many judgments. But Bruce Bochy said, I don't care that it's early. I see a different guy, and he should be excited, and I am too. Now, on the flip side, when we asked about Brian Wilson, Bochy said it's early and sort of used it as an excuse to brush it off. So it looks like Bochy is still not too concerned about Wilson, even though there was a pretty big admission from the skipper today. He said that Wilson's last bullpen session yesterday just wasn't very good. He's still a ways away, both in terms of velocity and command. As you probably know, the Giants asked Wilson not to throw or really pick up a baseball all winter because of his workload last year, throwing a lot of multiple inning appearances all the way to the World Series. And so probably because of that, and also mostly because he had the back flare-up, he's behind. And he's going to face hitters again in live batting practice tomorrow, and if that goes well, then he would be cleared to pitch in a Cactus League game after that. But Bochy mentioned that when he had Trevor Hoffman in San Diego, Hoffman really only needed 4 or 5 appearances. He didn't like to use his bullets. Wilson, I think they're aiming for more like 10 appearances or 10 innings. Wilson said he'd like a good long inning in there, since he knows he sometimes will have a few 3-2 counts, as you know. So he'd like to get one of those just to help his stamina build his 1-inning pitch count, and he'd also like to go back-to-back, which is something that most relievers will do here. So still early enough that shouldn't hit the panic button about Wilson, but it's getting to be a situation that definitely warrants a little bit of concern. So we're somewhere between concerned and not freaking out at this point. And I think we'll gauge it better when he's actually in a game. Hopefully that happens soon, and can get some radar readings from you from the scout section and find out exactly how he's looking. Apart from that, there's some more updates in the newspaper for tomorrow about Sandoval and what he says about being a run producer. There's more notes on Freddie Sanchez, who made his Cactus League debut, so do check out that. And tomorrow, a night game from Scottsdale, so the rundown will probably be up really, really late. Sorry I didn't get to one yesterday, but with the road spring training game and having to write a feature story for the cover of the section, I just got a little bit too bogged down with everything else. So apologies for that. And anyway, check back with tomorrow, and I'm sure we'll have much more to go over in tomorrow's rundown. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow.